I tried a different path for a long time, and I was extremely unhappy and extremely depressed. And I would go to the movies and watch a movie that I was like, oh man. And it just kept eating at me until I was like, I give up. I'm doing it, do or die. I'm doing it, and that's it. And it's literally like something that the lantern's at your feet and you can really only see the very next step, and that's the only step you can take is the next step as an actor. And it's just about taking that next step and then something else opens up. So it's just, for me, it's like this flame inside my being that I cannot extinguish.
Competition.
Welcome back to FURYCAST. On today's show, we have a Renaissance woman. She is a martial artist, a filmmaker, and much more. I'll let her tell you all about herself, but please welcome on FURYCAST today, Miss Lydia Zagorski.
Hi.
I pronounced it right? Zagorski.
You sure did. Yep, you sure did.
But yeah, so the little I know about you, I was very interested in, our worlds cross. I'm a filmmaker, martial artist. I do a little acting, mostly in my own films and, some of my friends' films. But you do the same. So take a couple minutes, tell everybody about yourself. Who is Lydia Zagorski?
Yeah. All right. So I'm an actress, a martial artist. I'm a theater trained actress as well as film trained. Started in the theater and then transitioned to film about 5 or 6 years ago. And then I am a black belt martial artist in Wing Chun Kung Fu. I started training in, I think it was like 2009, and then I had reached my black belt, so to speak, position about 7 years ago. And 5 years ago, I took my martial art training and started incorporating it into film and acting. And so I do my own stunts, and I've done a number of fight choreography sequences and a multitude of short films. And yeah.
It's hard work. Nobody realizes how much hard work even making a short film is. It's like, oh my Lord, I didn't sign up for this, but much less a feature film. Is that one of your films in the background, the poster I see there? It says, for people just listening, what's the name of the film there?
That's called EO6. I'm actually currently running a fundraising campaign for a feature-length film I created. It's called Aromis. If you actually Google my name, you can go onto my website and see it, but it's also through Kickstarter right now. And you can see the whole proof of concept we shot. It's a fantasy action adventure film. So I've been trying to raise funds. I ran one campaign in March, and we came in just under 24,000. And then I'm running it again because Kickstarter's all or nothing. But
yeah, I ran for my film Lion Killer. That's the poster behind. I ran a crowdfunding, and man, that's probably one of the hardest things in my life I've ever done. It'd be like trying to run a business, 20 years of a business all in 3 months or something. It's every up and down. But yeah, let's talk about that a little later. First, I want to get into your journey as a martial artist. So you said in 2009 you started Wing Chun. Is that your first martial art you ever trained in?
So no, I actually started in Taekwondo, but here's the thing. I did it when I was like a little kid, and it was only for a few months. So
got your orange belt and quit.
I don't even think I made it past the white belt. I think I was like maybe 6 or 7, and I wasn't ready. I was a kid. I wasn't ready. But then when I was a teenager, I found Wing Chun, and then I definitely spent a lot of time working on that and completing that system.
How did you find Wing Chun? How did you, because most people, when they think of, hey, I'm going to get back into a martial art, they don't think Wing Chun. It doesn't come to their mind. They're still thinking karate, taekwondo, probably today Brazilian jiu-jitsu, things like that. So how did well, first tell me why you decided to get back into it, then tell me how you came across Wing Chun.
Well, that's a great question. I always wanted to get back into martial arts. I always regretted not continuing, but like I said, I was a kid and my parents weren't committed and I wasn't committed, and so I always wanted to get back into a martial art, but then I heard that in Wing Chun you could be small and it was created by a woman for women, and I was like, well, I'm a very small woman. I know you've never met me in person, but I'm very small. And so I was like looking into different martial arts, and that was kind of the one that ended up I ended up taking.
Was it close to you? Just looked up on you Googled it or what?
So I actually it was close to me. Yeah. I actually saw a school and then started training there. But I trained at a multitude of different schools. And I really believe that once I really started focusing on developing my own skill set and working with my peers, that it I feel like martial arts is something that if you're a female and you're small, and obviously martial arts is male dominated, I never had a lot of room for error, or I would get hurt pretty bad. So I had to learn really fast or I would get uh beat on. I don't know how to say it better.
Now, so I guess that has to do with the lineage you're training, because some lineages are known for being a little more scrappy than others. What lineage is that you're currently training in?
Well, I'm not training in a lineage anymore. I trained in the Moy lineage, but I left that lineage and now I'm currently associated with any and all international martial artists of any martial arts, because I really learned that so many people seem to talk about like different lineage and separations, and I feel that it's more about unity as martial artists, because as martial artists we really are a community regardless of what art you train. I love martial artists, and the best martial artists are going to be the ones that are like, yeah, you can, like, you're a badass, I don't care what you train, you're still doing something that's bettering yourself, you know what I mean?
Yeah, the more open-minded people.
Yes. Yes.
Now, you started in Taekwondo, and to me, there's two styles particularly that look good on film, which is Taekwondo and Wing Chun. You know, for me, when I see you see someone doing really good Taekwondo in films, there's a scene Jet Li has in I believe it's Kiss of the Dragon. He's fighting two brothers, or at least they look like brothers. They're doing some really high level, really cool Taekwondo, or Taekwondo, excuse me. A lot of people like to correct me, but have you dipped back into Taekwondo to purely for the film aspect?
I haven't got back into any martial art. I never really left martial arts, but
I mean, those kicks look good on film, on camera. You know what I mean?
Thank you so much. Yeah, I know that as a martial artist and as an actress, and when you do stunts, everything is always over exaggerated. You have to make everything bigger, all of the physical reactions. So I just, obviously I've worked with a lot of incredible directors and great teams, and it's just something that you learn to make everything bigger. Like in my film, in my proof of concept, Aromis, I don't know if you've seen it, but
I have, yeah.
I'm doing the chain punches, but everything is like my whole body movements. They're so over exaggerated. I love it though. But like the jump roundhouse kicks, they're beautiful on camera. It's just the bigger movements, the
Yeah.
camera picks up on them.
Well, yeah, you want to
So
throw they call them beer bottle punches,
yeah,
and then you can do the big blocks,
yeah, yeah,
So, but yeah, it's all good stuff. I've my film Line Killers is more of a Brazilian jiu-jitsu film. It's more Brazilian jiu-jitsu theme. We had to figure out how to really shoot BJJ
yeah.
because there isn't a lot of, I mean, there's, I think, the movie Red Belt and a couple other films have more action oriented, but we really wanted to show what like actual rolling looked like when guys are in a gym rolling. What does that look like? And one of the best ways was to get members of the community, the Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu community, to come in and roll. You know what I mean? And we would just film them, different angles, cut it. Even one of the tournament scenes, I just had guys roll, and then I would say, "Stop right there, freeze, don't move," and then we'd move camera because we only work with one camera. But really, what it was trying to figure it out on the fly. And you're burning daylight, and it's super stressful, and people just want to get to lunch, and it's really crazy. So, how did you transition from a martial artist into choreography, or was it you acted then you had to choreograph? You had to do some choreography.
Yeah,
What are they calling it in the biz now? Choreo or something? What they call it? Something like that? Whatever.
Yeah, choreo. It's fine.
Yeah.
Call it whatever you want.
The biz.
Yeah, it was something that all the directors I was working with, they knew that I was an experienced martial artist, and they just gave me the space. Like in the first like one of the first couple films, and I just told them, and it's just a big part of my resume, I have a multitude of weapons training, and I just, replace a real weapon with a prop weapon, you know what I mean? And I feel like it was fairly easy for me to transition. I'm an actor that can do my own stunts.
Do you prefer doing your own choreography?
It depends, because I've worked with a lot of really, really great other martial artists in film, and we co-choreograph things, and I love like the combination of different ideas, because there's always more things to learn, and something could be even better than what I thought. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Well, I don't know if are you going to direct Aromis? Are you directing that as well? Okay. Yeah. One of the first things, I mean, for me, I mean, of course, everybody else on set might say different. But when you have a distinct vision, and you're the person responsible for bringing that whole vision to life, sometimes it can be difficult to listen to other people's vantage point, because you kind of have a fixed idea. Not only that, but sometimes the lack of time, the lack of finances, the lack of an actor who was supposed to show up and didn't. All these things force you to allow other people to take on responsibilities that I found generally will make the film better. To me, it's much like the martial arts, cross training with different people with different techniques and different theories challenge you in a way to be a better martial artist. Do you have a robust martial arts community in your area? You said you're not really affiliated specifically with one style anymore. Do you kind of hop around and sample the different styles in your area?
I have tried boxing and Brazilian jiu-jitsu, and but I mean, Wing Chun is definitely my favorite. But to rewind a little bit with what you were saying about me directing, I'm definitely just going to show up and act in Aromis. I am connected to so many incredible filmmakers that once we get the funding, this is just like everyone's vision is going to come together and make something better than I could have ever imagined.
How did you get into acting as a young person?
When I was a little kid, I always wanted to act, and so I got into school plays, and then I transitioned from school plays to then improvisational comedy and then into film. So it was something I always knew that I wanted. But now I'm like, I mean, like the last 5 years of my life, I've been all in.
Did improv help your career currently? Now that you might be doing I assume Aramis is more of a action drama, maybe. How does improv play into that?
I feel like improv helped me just expand and learn to be more free, and to really connect a bit more with other actors. Because when you improv, you really rely on each other. But Aramis it's a full script that's completed.
And what was your first when you first got on set? What was that film, and what was that like?
Well, the first feature film I was in, I think I was like 12, and it was the same year I was in my first play, and I actually snuck onto set as an extra, and it's called The Graduate or The Graduation with Chris Marquette, and yeah, I snuck on as an extra, and in the one scene with the big there's like a big statue they put in the middle of the street. I'm like right up front, and then they go back, and then I'm like a person behind. But I loved it.
You
I
didn't fill
knew
out
I
any
wanted.
paperwork. You just kind of snuck in there.
I did. I snuck in.
I think I did that too. I don't know if you ever seen the Chuck Norris film Sidekicks. You know that film? It's like Chuck Norris. It's like Chuck Norris's version of the Karate Kid. You never
Did
seen
you sneak?
Sidekicks?
Did you sneak
Well,
on
yeah,
set?
I was in high school back then. I don't remember. I remember I skipped school that day. They were shooting at TSU, which is Texas Southern University out here. I skipped school, but of course, that film's probably 30 years old now. I don't remember filling anything out, and I never watched it till recently. So I watched it and I stayed for the credits to see if my name was there. I didn't see my name anywhere in the credits. So I don't remember. I may have snuck in because I had no idea that you were supposed to do things in any kind of professional fashion. I thought that you just go to a movie set and you just walk around and sit down and they handed out lunches, and I could kind of see myself in the corner of one. It's the big tournament scene is what it is. But yeah, I'm pretty sure I snuck in to a Chuck Norris movie. But
That's cool. That's pretty cool.
So yeah, and Chuck Norris was there and his brother directed it, and it was a cool experience just to watch it. I think a lot of times that there's a few different experiences in my life that I think that really got me interested in being a filmmaker. That was definitely one of them, because I remember specifically while everybody was watching the actors in this, I was watching the camera setups and how they did this shot with Joe Piscopo, where Chuck Norris hits him, and just watching the way they set that up and shot it, just think about it, like that's really interesting, yeah. So just seeing stuff like that, I think really got me interested in becoming a filmmaker. Do you have any moments like that in your life where you're like, I want to be an actor, or hey, I want to make this movie Aramis? What were those, I guess you could say, landmark moments where like, I want to do this?
As a kid, I always watched movies with like really strong, like female leads, and it made me feel like I could be strong. And I always, like as a little kid, I always felt the need, like I needed to be stronger. I needed to find like some different hope in the world. And so that's where I turned to, was movies with strong female-led characters. And I always just felt such a calling to be an actor, because like I feel like another reason is I really love people. It's probably one of my biggest weaknesses. But I love people, and I love understanding why we do what we do and then interpreting that. And I feel like it's helped me as an actor find so much more empathy for so many different types of people. And it's always resonated with me. And then Aramis is it's a story that I just could not let go of. And so I'm gonna keep at it till I get the funding or
I know the feeling. What's funny is, as you should, you've said Aramis like 10 times already. So like when I was doing Lion Killer, it's the same thing. It's like you would say the words Lion Killer 50 times a day in 14 different conversations to people. And then one day you're done with the movie, you're promoting it, you'll look back, you'll be like, there's 5 years of my life I've said the words Aramis at least 20 times a day, 5 years straight. It just goes to show like what you said, like when you've got the story that grabs you, it won't let you go. The average person can't relate. You know what I mean? It's like the average person, normies are out there living their best life. Just, they became a nurse or a school teacher. And what's that? Normies, normies, man. Just, hey, they're blessed and they have no idea. Because if you want to be a nurse, if you want to be a school teacher, a fireman, a police officer, a doctor, a surgeon, there's clear-cut pathways to that outcome. You know what I mean? You do this, then you do this, then you do this, and then, you get a mentor, then you do this. To make a film, there's not only not a clear-cut pathway, there's a billion different pathways that all could lead to success or failure. Every single one of them. You know what I mean? So you should just quit before you start, but yet this thing grabs us and says, no, you have to make this. That's what I'm saying. A normal person can't relate to that, because a normal person would say, hey, I'm cutting my losses. This is just too difficult. It's too much time. I want to start a family. All these are good things people should do. So what is it about, before we talk about Aramis, what is it about being a filmmaker or an actor that won't let you go?
I feel like I tried a different path for a long time, and I was extremely unhappy and extremely depressed. And I would go to the movies and watch a movie that I was like, oh man, I could have auditioned for that. This is a character I would have loved to have played, and it just kept eating at me until I was like, I give up. I'm doing it, do or die. I'm doing it, and that's it. And it's literally like something that the lantern's at your feet and you can really only see the very next step, and that's the only step you can take, is the next step as an actor. And a lot of my filmmaker friends, like, they're all like, I have no idea what to do next, but I'm just gonna find something small or something. And so it's just about taking that next step, and then something else opens up. So it's just, for me, it's like this flame inside my being that I cannot extinguish. And so I'd rather feed it. So, I mean, it's just, acting makes me happy.
Yeah. I mean, you're doing the right things. I mean, my advice is always get with local filmmakers that are doing quality work. Even in the very beginning, even if they're not doing quality work, you just got to get on set, and you got to meet people, but also have opportunity to hone your craft. As an actor, I mean, there's a lot of ways you could do it. As a director, it's kind of difficult because we only get to direct every so often. So you've got to make huge leaps every time you direct. But take Lion Killer, for instance, Regina Ting-Chen, who was the female lead. I had seen a few things with her. She really didn't even have that big of a resume, or reel, I should say, at the time. I just had a really good feeling about her. I think she had a good feeling about me, and a couple little like ne'er-do-wells. That's a short film I did. I think what I proved to a lot of people was I can start and stop. I can start and finish things. A lot of people, how many filmmakers are short, I'm gonna do this short, you never see the short. It never gets finished. Or I'm gonna do a feature film, it never gets finished. So my big thing was to look, I finish stuff. Not only do I finish stuff, I put it in film festivals. I go to the film festivals and get my butt kicked. I went to one film festival. We played ne'er-do-wells at one of my favorite film festivals. I won't say where it is, but it's one of my favorite film festivals. But they programmed a 40-minute short film in front of ne'er-do-wells, which is like a kind of ode to Clerks. Before that little talky comedy, they played a 40-minute short film about a kid who is suffering with self-harm, who ultimately does commit self-harm at the very end. Smash cut to my film, my little comedy. So there wasn't a laugh in the place. My point is, I go to the film festivals, get my butt kicked, make connections, meet people, do all the stuff that a lot of people, a lot of filmmakers don't want to do, a lot of actors don't want to do. They want to, I'll show up, I'll do my lines, and then I'll leave. But I think a lot of it is doing all the stuff you don't like to do. So my point is, man, show up, kick butt, make friends, and work your butt off. You know what I mean? That's the only advice I can give. So are you responsible for who's doing for Aromis the crowdfunding campaign?
I am.
You are. Oh my Lord. I'm gonna be praying for you because it's a nightmare.
Well, yeah, this is my second go at it. And like my last
that right
one,
there is awesome. That right there is awesome. Because a lot of people abandon it after the first go.
It was pretty painful, my last one, but like I said, we came in just under $24,000 and it was very difficult. But then I relaunched this month and it's coming, and like the last couple days of the last run, like we had like an 18 or 19,000 day, like within 24 hours. And so I don't know what's going to happen this time. What's your budget? But I'll probably, what was that?
What's your budget?
46,000.
And last time you got 27?
Just under 24.
Okay.
Yeah. What was your budget for Lion Killer?
Much less. So nobody wants to, like, this is what I don't know, I don't want to be like the old man giving you advice, because I really respect what you're doing. And but I want you to make this movie. You know what I mean? So what I would do, but see, this is why I didn't do Kickstarter, because it is got to get 100% or all is lost.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
27,000. I would have made it on 27,000.
No, it's 47.
Yeah. The 27 I got, I would have made the feature film on 27. Or if you can get to 30 or 35 this time, or I hope you get hope you get 60, 80, 100,000. But what I'm saying is, I would retool to whatever I needed to get it in the can. I mean, I even did that with Lion Killer. I mean, there's whole characters that are gone. There are whole story arcs that are gone. And I willed it down just to the core element of these two people who are broken and have a history of trauma, trying to connect, but really can't connect, and having to be forced to deal with their own trauma in order to connect. That sounds like a boring movie. That's why I don't pitch it as that. But I think this is the first place where it comes to, like, when people talk about working to get, like, I've seen a lot of people not make their movie because they couldn't get the exact number they were looking for. And I'd hate for that to happen to you. I'd love to see this movie get made.
Yeah, I appreciate it. I think, and I've had a lot of different advice from a lot of different filmmakers, and the 46,000, that is the budgeted down version. Like, we're gonna have horses, there's gonna be fight choreography, we have to have molds of a multitude of weapons made. It's a fantasy, it's set in a different world with different wardrobe. Like, we're gonna have, like, it's beautiful, but there's gonna have to be, like, that's the absolute bare minimum. We're gonna have to have VFX. But that said,
it's kind of the worst movie to make on it for your first indie. You know what I mean? Kind of like the hard, like that in sci-fi, like a really expensive looking site. You know what I mean? Because we gotta have spaceships. We got like, bro.
Oh gosh, I know. I definitely hear you, and I like to go big or go home, but I definitely have, I've received a lot of different advice, and I'm gonna see what happens with this campaign, and then I'm gonna
Just be open-minded to
right.
it. Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, just be open-minded to it. Let's see, because who knows, you might get more, you know. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I wrote a few people who I'm waiting to get back to me, but we'll see, I have high hopes. I know no matter what, if it's not this run, it's going to be a future run. I'm gonna get the money for this film. I'm gonna make it.
But so tell us about the story of Aromis.
Well, it's about a warrior who is thrust into a journey. She teams up with a mage and an assassin, and she's trying to save her realm from these wicked beings called Scythos who are inhabiting people and taking over their lives. So it's really heavily fantasy involved, and I would love to do several martial art sequences in the film, and then VFX. And I've already had a few really incredible sponsors, and one of my sponsors, I got to work with a professional blade designer, and we got to design custom blades for my character. They're
Really
literally my favorite blades because they're designed to my body too. I don't know if have you been on my Instagram at all, or have you seen any of my
I
blade
saw
work?
I have. I've been on your Instagram. I think how did I connect with you? I thought it was via Instagram, but I've been on your Instagram, as well as I've watched the trailer for where the blades. I think the blades were in the concept trailer, right?
So the blades that were made were created after the proof of concept.
Well, it looked good. Who shot that? Who shot the proof of concept trailer?
So Benjamin Carlucci was the director, and then
It's a good director name. Good director name. Benjamin. That's awesome.
He is exceptional. And then Adam Pollock and
a bunch of good people. A bunch of good people.
There were a ton of great people. Adam Pollock was the lead DP. And yeah, we had a lot of great people, a great team. And we rehearsed. I think it was like we had like a month to do the fight choreography, and then
that's a long time. That's really good. You can do it especially for a concept trailer. That's a long time, then.
Well, we only rehearsed once.
Mm-hmm. So you had a month, but you only rehearsed once?
Yeah, we had to create it, and then we rehearsed once, and then we shot it. I think it was like a month for the whole proof of concept, because I was trying to meet a deadline for a big screening that I was having. Mm-hmm. So the team killed it. Everybody killed it.
And the entire film takes place in the fantasy past, or
not like a past. It's just like a different realm, like a whole different ball game.
See, when I watch fantasy films like Conan, I always think it's like 2,000 years ago, but the fantasy version of 2,000 years ago,
right?
But that's not.
I know exactly what you mean. I know exactly what you mean.
That's not what's happening here. It's just intimate in the infinite multiverses. This is just one of the places. Okay.
One of the places.
And it has to take place the entire movie. It can't be the first 20 minutes and then you're back to.
No, but I have another film that
we can't do a Masters of the Universe where then they come through a portal to where it's all much cheaper to shoot.
I have a whole nother film that takes place in this time and this day and this age, and I haven't talked about it much, but some good friends and filmmakers have suggested maybe I go that route and getting the funding for that before Aromis, because Aromis is such a major film. But we'll see. We're gonna see, because I've also had considerable amount of auditions nationally for better representation as an actor. And so I'm gonna see if I can land a really good agent who's gonna work with me. And I also started modeling, so
you're doing a lot.
Fitness modeling, and then I just did like a warrior photo shoot modeling, and it was really cool. It's all on my Instagram. So yeah, I'm definitely keeping busy.
What do you do any teaching, any Wing Chun instruction, and take any private students? Do you do anything like that?
No.
Straight like, no, I'm not interested. Why not?
No, I taught for 9 years, and
you did teach for that.
I did. Okay. I did.
I can understand that.
I'm not.
I've been teaching for a while too, and every day it's like, oh Lord, what's going to happen?
It's just not. I'm really aiming right now to act in bigger films and bigger TV shows, and some actors are dancers. I'm a martial artist, and I can do my own stunts. Most of my own stunts. I know there are some really crazy stunts that I won't do, like fire. But yeah, my whole heart and soul is in building my career as a professional actor right now, and it has been for a long time. And I hope that agents that look me up or see my website will see how hard I've worked and sign me on. I mean, I'm just going to keep auditioning to agencies till I get signed on. So,
You hear that, agents? Let's get on it. What's the big the CIA? What's the big agencies right now? CAA or whatever?
CIA.
CIA. I don't know.
You mean CAA?
Yeah, CAA.
Creative Artist Agency. Yeah, I actually might be emailing some of them soon.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I'm just really looking for an agent that's really gonna team up with me and, see my skill set, and just, I hope that they can look at my work and that it will speak for itself, and that it continues to speak for itself. And I'm just gonna keep working as hard as I can.
What's your dream role?
Zelda.
Oh yeah, I can see you. I can see that. Yeah.
No, thank you.
Yeah, I can see that.
Thank you. Yeah, that role. Everyone who's interviewed me, this has literally been it's in print. I think can you see that? So there are several
things to do. Is that the photo of you as Zelda at the top?
No, that's me as Aromis.
Okay.
That's from the proof of concept. But every press release I've had, every reporter has asked your dream role, and it will continue to be Zelda.
Were you big in the video game?
Huh?
Were you big in the video game? Or you came in from comics?
Yeah.
Or what?
Yeah, Ocarina of Time, Majora's Mask, Twilight Princess. I mean, look, you look at that character. I mean, she's an incredible character. She's extremely strong. She's fierce. She's also vulnerable, and she's seeking help. And Link is amazing. And, it's like she's powerful. She suits up as Sheik, goes into hiding. Like, oh my gosh, could a warrior princess be any stronger?
Who should play Link?
I have no idea.
Any actor in the world who?
I to be honest with you, that's the casting director's job. But as long as if they would see me and they go, hey, that's the woman, and then they find, Link. I just feel like it would be an actor who isn't well known yet. You know what I mean? Like Link and Zelda. I just feel like when they're cast, I feel like they wouldn't be well-known actors yet until that movie.
I'm going with Peter Dinklage. Dinklage, get in there. We got it. Now we just need $200 million. Derrick Fury will direct. Legend of Zelda.
Yeah.
CIA, you can be involved. Well, that's awesome.
You can be involved if
you can rep somebody. You can rep somebody. somebody, whatever. You know, you seem like you've got like Comic-Con energy. You don't like dress up and go to like Comic-Con or anything? No?
I don't, but I would.
Yeah, it's fun. It's fun, yeah,
I
Especially
definitely would.
especially
As
for people
Zelda
to dress up.
or
Yeah,
she
exactly. Dress
or
up as
she.
Zelda. Yeah.
See, here's the thing. So a few years ago, I wanted to go to a Comic-Con, but I wanted to dress as Sheik.
Hmm.
But with me, it's either I get that whole suit made, like have you ever
A lot of women do,
seen
yeah.
seen the version of Sheik from I think it's Super Smash Brothers Brawl, where
Hmm.
the outfit, like it's all done up. You can see all the stitching and it's stunning. You
Yeah,
should look at it. But
I will.
I wanted that whole thing made, all the pieces, everything.
A lot of
But I
just
couldn't find anyone to make it.
a lot of work, yeah.
Yeah, I couldn't find, and
Wouldn't be
I
cheap.
wasn't.
Wouldn't be cheap, yeah. Yeah. I'm sure there'll be
Yeah.
some Zeldas walking around though. But yeah. Yeah, you should go check it out, support the comic book industry.
I
It's
mean,
all go ahead.
I've been to one.
You say that like something bad, like there's a story behind that.
No, it was no, it was I think it was like in 2019. Oh, I liked it. I really enjoyed it. I just didn't get to dress as Sheik.
Oh, yeah. Well, darn.
Yeah.
Well, cool. So give us the pitch.
For Aram for the one I'm
Yes.
raising
Hmm.
funds.
Okay. Yeah, give us the pitch.
Yeah. Hold on. I'm gonna pull something up. So I have a whole entire detailed pitch on Kickstarter. If anybody wants to see it, you can type my name in on Google. There's a link through my website. There's also a link through Kickstarter directly on Google. But I'm going to read you my pitch. In a mythical world ever enveloping in greed and despair, a warrior Aromis is thrust into battle. She seeks sacred relics rumored to contain ancient powers that can kill Scythos, malevolent shadow creatures who threaten the realms. In teaming up with an assassin, Kai, and a mage, Elias, the three set out on a journey in hopes of restoring balance. So, I mean, that's my more detailed pitch. But
And
when you
for a
look
feature
at,
film, for a 90-minute feature film, that's what you're shooting for? Yeah.
oh yeah.
And do you have any cool perks or for backers?
Yeah. So do you want me? I can send you a link.
Yeah, same thing. Like,
I
I'm gonna
think
put it
it's
in
like,
the description. But do you have like if somebody gives it like the $2,000 level, they're an associate producer, the $5,000 level, they can get a free Wing Chun private lesson, virtual Zoom private lesson with. See what I'm saying?
yeah. So we have printed autographed
Mhm.
Polaroids. They're one of a kind from behind the scenes of the making of the film. We
Mhm.
have like executive producer. We have I think there's so many. We have still images from behind the scenes and from the actual film whenever it's filmed. We have name recognition, special thank yous. There's live Q&A with the director and some of the cast. There's a whole list of
People want to get in
awards.
there with you though. Like you need some kind of like virtual Zoom private.
Oh, I will be in
The
the
directors.
Q&A.
Okay,
Oh
good.
yeah. I will be with the director and with the other two
Because
leads.
trust me, I know I was a director, but people want to get the star.
Yeah.
It's
Yeah,
like
I will not be directing. There are too many. I'm surrounded by too many incredible filmmakers. I just, honestly, I'm just gonna show up to set and act because like
that's
everything is
good.
laid out. I have like my whole lookbook. I have my character descriptions, everything. So I have a few people who I would like to ask to direct, and it's just going to depend on like them and their timeline and
Oh,
what.
you don't have a director locked in yet. The director who did the proof of concept isn't on for the feature.
Well, I can't have anybody locked in right now because of I don't have the funding yet.
Mm-hmm.
So there are several directors who I have that may want to do it, but I have to have the funding in place. You know what I mean? Like we can't.
Are you doing this non-union or union, or what are you doing?
It's non-union.
Non-union, yeah, good,
Yeah.
good.
I mean,
Good.
yeah, yeah.
I thought you were about to say union. I'm like, oh god.
No.
Like,
Whatever is the most cost efficient.
Yeah, right now.
That's what I'm doing. Cost efficient, the most effective, the most efficient. You know, we're gonna do it all.
Yeah, no, I agree. And then the goal is to build a career, and there'll be plenty of time to join the unions and the guilds and all that stuff, all the good stuff that we all want to do, and that will help our career. But to get it launched initially, it's so difficult unless you come from money or have access to a bunch of money, or really this is a lot of ways it's a game of money. How much funds you raise or can get your hands on in any way will dictate the movie you can make. So I think it's really great what you're doing. I mean, everything you talk about, the lookbook and everything you're saying, stuff that I've done that's so much incredible, where you're starting a business, in the same way somebody might want to open a franchise of a whatever, a McDonald's. That's a lot of work to open a business, to run a business, to go through all the processes you have to go through. You've done that, and that's a credit to your passion for the film. So I really encourage people to go into the description, watch Aromis, the concept, go on her Kickstarter, give money, because you're really supporting the arts when you do that. And film, especially independent film, is something I believe passionately in. It's something that we don't want to see die in an era where everything is a big, studios now. There's really no. I grew up in a time where there was like $5 million feature films, like movies. They don't make those anymore. It's studios are looking at $200 million movies that make $1 billion. That's really what they're looking for. So there's us, the indies, and there's the studios that are spending 150, 200 million. So, but I believe the people that are really saying something, really have something to say, and the people that deserve support are the artists like yourself, the artists like me, and the artists like my friend Mel House, and people locally in your community. So people, go out there and support Aromis. Derrick Fury said so. All right. So before we go, your martial arts journey, your acting journey, what are the lessons you learned along the way?
With martial arts, I would say one of the biggest lessons I've learned is no one else is responsible for your martial arts other than you. It's the work that you put in as an individual. Is the skill set that you're going to develop, and that's how good you are completely depends on you. No one else but you. With acting, I would say, I mean, I think every filmmaker would probably say this too, is just keep on keeping on, because it's not easy, and just keep developing your skills, and doors will continue to open, and you can't quit. You just, if it makes you happy, that's what you have to keep doing.
Any funny anecdotes along the way? Anything funny happened on set? Any interesting story you could share briefly?
My gosh, yeah. So I was doing a stunt in EO6 directed by Franklin Carpio, and I had a glass mug, which was a prop mug, where I took and I was breaking it over one of the other actors' heads. Well, I took it and went to break it over his head, and it didn't break. And I mean, I slammed it and everybody, like you could hear the clunk resonate throughout the whole building. And everyone just started laughing. And I was like, oh my gosh, are you okay? And he was like, oh my gosh. Like he had a lump, but he was okay. Like he ended up okay. It was just a malfunction of the prop piece, which we laugh about it because it wasn't a terrible injury. It wasn't devastating. It was just, it was funny. Everything was okay.
Are you sure
that
you had
can't happen.
You sure you had the right mug?
Yeah, I mean, it wasn't like I didn't set it up. The team set it up, you know, they put it in place, but it was the right mug. We had we went through, I think it was the third take of that. And the third one didn't break. So, I mean, yeah.
Y'all are still in contact? You're still friends? You and the actor?
Yeah, we are. We're friendly. Yeah.
So, where can people reach you? And where can people watch and support Aromis?
Yeah, Instagram is probably the biggest one. Just you can type in my name, Lydia Zagorski. And then there's a link to my website on Instagram. There's currently a link to this current run of the Kickstarter. I think there's like 5 or 6 more days. But you can reach me through Instagram. You can also Google my name. You can go onto my website and see my work. You know, there's an email through there, through my company. So
awesome. Well, I want to thank you for your time. Let's stay in touch. Please keep me in the loop with what's going on with Aromis and what's going on with your career.
Yeah, thank you so much, Derrick. This was fun.
And that's a wrap on yet another episode of FURYCAST. Thank you for watching. I want to give a shout out to Lydia Zagorski for coming on the show, sharing her story of being a martial artist and an actress. And don't forget to show her some love by going on her Kickstarter and supporting her film, Aromis. You can also follow my new graphic novel, The Gentleman's Guild. Yes, I'm making a graphic novel. It's called The Gentleman's Guild with artist E. by Canales. You can sign up for the mailing list now. The link for that is also in the description. And don't forget to watch Lion Killer, my debut feature film. That's right, I made a movie. It's called Lion Killer. It stars Regina Ting-Chen, who's currently on season 4 of Stranger Things. You can watch it at Amazon Prime, Tubi TV, Freevee, the Roku channel. There's even a full Spanish dub on the Cine app. And don't forget to like this video, comment down below, subscribe, and yes, even smash that bell. This is Derrick Fury. Until next time, peace.